All right. Hi, everybody. Some of you had a bunch of questions about the structure of our house and the stuff that we found, so I want to make a video so that you guys could kind of figure out what the layout is, because it's a little bit confusing. So Kara told me that I can only show parts of the house that were clean. I'm going to do my best. The house is pretty clean. But anyway, so I'm standing here in my entryway. This is my front door behind me. Let me flip this. I can't flip it. Okay, I got it flipped. I had to stop the video and restart it. So again, I'm here. This is my front door. So when you come in the house, we've got these our front stairs, and we've got this little room over here, which we call the basement way or something like that. This big bookshelf used to be back here on this back wall. So it just had a bunch of storage, and we had hooks over here. So this was just a way that we used to get to the basement. And the basement door is this one right here. I'll show you that in a minute. So again, these are our main stairs. They come up here and they turn, and then they go up. They go up there. So the first thing that we discovered when we moved in, actually when we did an inspection probably about this house, was if you come in here, I'll show you. Here's the basement door that I'm opening right here. This is the first door on the right when you come in. So this goes down to our basement. These go down and they hook around to the left. I'm not really supposed to, that's how you get to see the basement. Can't show you that. But here we have a little door, which is pretty cool. And we have storage in here. So I keep the cat food in here and some platters and stuff. One of the things that I learned about these stairs is we were thinking, well, are these original? It's got plaster on the far side. So what you're looking at there is the back side of where that big cabinet was. And the wood is the old style pine that is, makes up the rest of the house. The floor of it here, this is the same subfloor that's upstairs and throughout the house. So this is the original subfloor, and then there's this plaster and all this stuff. So I think these stairs, the fancy stairs on the front, are original to the house. That's my best guess. So I'm going to come back upstairs. So here we are in the basement way. So again, what I was saying, one of the first things we noticed was there's this other door. Let me get you a better view. So there's the basement door on the right. Again, stairs here, basement on the right. And then there's a second door, which it's pretty dark in there. But this is one of the first things that we noticed. This is our sort of bonus stairway. And the previous owners, or one of the previous owners, built these sort of plywood or these little extenders to make steps, double steps, and they used to store like bins, plastic bins on it. So they used it for storage, but it really is a stairway. It's not nearly as fancy, obviously, as the other one. The walls are plaster, so original to the house. I'm going to go ahead and step up here so you guys can see. There's kind of a landing. So as I come up here and turn around, you can see down there, there's Io. He's wondering what I'm doing. There's no light in this area on this side of the steps. I think there used to be one here, but it's been taken out. But you can also see, I might be too close, you can see this panel. There's a lot of paneling like this kind of hidden in the walls throughout this house. This is obviously not original to the house, and it covers an opening. And I can try to let me pry this and see if we can get it right in there. So I can pull this paneling back, and you can see in there, hopefully you can see, that stud that we're looking at is not the same kind of wood as the original studs of the house. That's a newer stud. And on the right, you definitely can't see that, but that's masonite. And we're going to come back to that because that's also hidden throughout the house. So there's this opening here that was filled in at some point, right? So I'm going to come back down the bonus stairs into the entryway. And again, here we are on the fancy stairs. So if you come up here, we have a landing with a plant, and we have these pictures. So this wall that I'm looking at behind the plant, behind the bird picture, that is where we were just at. So there used to be an opening there. So you could go in and you would be on that landing that I was standing on. And you could walk through this wall, like this, through the wall. And you could turn left and go down those stairs. And you would come out down here where I was checking out. So it wasn't, I don't think, any sort of servant stairs or anything like that. The house is not that big. It's really a 3-ish bedroom house. Maybe 4 if you're liberal with the definition. It's really not that big. I don't think there were servants or anything like that. And this is the original staircase, you know, this one here and the one that goes up. So even the bonus stair would have turned onto this one and gone up. So not really clear what those stairs were there for or why they were there. So that was one of the first things we noticed. So continuing on, the reason I did this project is because there was a light here that I didn't like. And it turns out that there was a fake ceiling here. And this is an old fixture. And what they did was hook up a new light to the little sort of lamp wires that come down off the old fixture, which didn't seem very safe to me. So I wanted to correct that. So I opened it up and started learning some more stuff. So we took that down, and then back here, these walls, these red walls, these are plaster, original plaster. They're fairly damaged, especially up at the top. I made that hole bigger. It used to be smaller. You know, it used to look about like that. And then the plaster ceilings, of course. And I just love this red color. I think it's great. But there was also this spot with wallpaper. And the wallpaper is over drywall. This is just modern drywall. Same with this. You can see where it got a little damaged up here when I took it out. This is just modern drywall. So we exposed this, and you know, that's weird, interesting. Why is that there? And this opening that you see didn't used to be totally open. There was a piece of drywall there as well. And I should say all of this that you're seeing was covered with that wood paneling and painted. So really what I did was tear out a piece of wood paneling to expose this. This was a thing of drywall that I pulled out to see what was going on. And this is where, you know, things sort of got different from my past information. You can see here, this here is that masonite we were talking about. I'll see if I can show you. You can see right there it says masonite. So this is not original to the house. All the walls in the house would have originally been plaster. So on the other side of this wall, well, here, let me show you. Before I go over there, let me show you this. So you can see up here, I looked in this hole and I saw, you know, the mortised out part of a door hinge. I think you probably all recognize that. So for that to have been a door, that would have meant the door would have been where this drywall is, and it would have opened away from us. This stud here obviously couldn't have been there for it to be a door, but this is the original style wood. So that's a clue that we'll get back to later. So where did this door go? So if I back out, here's the basement way again. We face this way. You'll have to, this is where Kara's gonna get mad at me. The dining room is messy because it has a lot of the stuff that used to be in the basement way. All those books over there, all that stuff. So anyway, so this is our living room. So over here, behind this lamp, what we're looking at is the red part of the wall on the other side. Just into the left as you step into the room. As you step into the dining room, which is here, dining room, can't show you too much. This corner right here, this wall, you know, this is where we keep our scooters and our hoverboards. I'm sure everyone else keeps theirs in the dining room as well. This wall right here is where the door was. That sort of mysterious opening. So that was what I discovered early on. So this back here is where that masonite and that door opening was. So I'll step back over here and I'll talk about one more thing. So there's also drywall there in front of us. It's not plaster. This is drywall. This blue is the color that we had this room painted. So you can see the hole right here. I drilled a hole. I have like a fiber optic camera that I stuck in there to see what was going on. On the other side of this hole is more masonite. So anytime I see that masonite, I know we're not talking about an original wall. So I think what was there was another door. All right, so as I was saying, the I think there used to be a door here. So we're going to go back in this way again, past the dining room door. And I should say, we have this big opening here, right, between the living room and the dining room. I'll get back to that in a minute. So this is where the dining room door was. If you continue around here, you get into our kitchen. And so here is the refrigerator. And behind the refrigerator is where that opening would have been, where that wall that blue wall where I was just showing you. So I think originally there didn't used to be a refrigerator there. This house was built in 1910, and actually I can show you this real quick. Hopefully I don't get in too much trouble for this. I don't know what this looks like back here, but you can see right there, out on our back porch, we have this door. And we always wonder what it was. I finally pried it open, and it's got insulation in there now. Oh, and a wasp. That's good. But it used to be, we found out, a door where ice would be delivered. So the ice man would come up on the back porch, and he would open that door and open the back of the ice box and put the ice straight in. So you didn't have to be home. You didn't have to let the guy into your house with his muddy boots or anything like that. So they would deliver it to the ice box. And this is our pantry. It's just like the bathroom. It's the same size. It's just a pantry. And it's got shelves in there. There's no opening there now. It's been closed off. But that's where the ice box would have been. So if there was an ice box in there, you certainly did not have a refrigerator here. So at some point, like I said, the house was built in 1910. I don't really know when the refrigerator was invented. Hey Google, when was the refrigerator invented?
Here's what I understood from the website livescience.com. Albert Einstein patented the first refrigerator in 1930. Do you want a little more context?
No. Okay, so 1930. So, you know, the house would have been here for at least 20 years.
On the website livescience.com.
Hey Google, stop. So, you know, the house would have been here at least 20 years, probably 30, before they decided to get a refrigerator. And they needed to have the spot to put it. You could not put it in the pantry, I don't think. It would just take up all the space. So I think what they did was fill in that doorway with a wall and put a refrigerator there. And so by doing that, you could no longer get from the entryway into the kitchen. So they needed another way to do it. And I'm going to come back to this door here, this opening, and I'm going to show you down here on the floor. We just had our floors redone not too long ago. You know, they did a pretty good job of matching what is a different section of wood. So the original wood, and you can see it's already getting scratched up again, is like heartwood pine. And these are the original floors of the house. And then here is, you can see it's got a different color to it. It's a different kind of wood. And so I think what happened was this wall used to not, or this opening used to be a wall. So you couldn't go from the living room into the dining room through this. So I think they closed off the kitchen wall to put the refrigerator there, and then they opened this up to be able to get from the living room into the dining room. I'm not certain about the big opening from the dining room to the kitchen. If I had to wager, I'd say that was also added later, and it was maybe just a regular door here, but I don't have any evidence of that yet. I haven't seen anything to tell me one way or the other. So anyway, that kind of covers it. So yeah, that's it. Hope that helps. Sorry it was so long.